So what's got a straight six, a 6 in the model number, and the biggest, fattest, ugliest muffler I've ever seen in the world? That. This 1989 BMW 635CSi has got the ugliest muffler I've seen in a very long time on any vehicle. It is literally as big around as my hand. So definitely something we got to get taken care of, and that's what we'll be working on today. The good thing about this change is I've got some exhaust pipe that's sitting around the shop here. I think this is 2.5 inch. It's already got a flange on it that fits this exhaust pretty well. Now obviously there's some bends in it that aren't going to work, so I'm going to have to kind of piece this thing together by welding it, but at least it gives us a starting point, and this was just some scrap that I had left over from another project that I was working on. I believe this came off of actually the blue and white Blazer that I just sold the 77 blue and white Chevrolet Blazer. So good to always keep scraps, especially when it's this kind of stuff. You don't want to throw it in the trash bin. You want to put it away somewhere because it always comes in handy. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and cut off the old muffler. Well, you know, one of the things that I should be paying attention to is safety. I'm back. Got the safety glasses on now, so always pay attention to safety, children. That was pretty easy. All right, here we go, kids. Got it out. As you can tell, it is gigantor. I'm 6'3", 265 pounds, and this thing is half of me. That's how big it is. It's pretty ridiculous. So I'll be going through the steps of putting on the straight pipe here in a second. But you want to hear it first? I think so. Now that's more like it. A little bit too boy racer for me, but I'm going to put that pipe on and let's just see how it sounds with a little bit more extension. So I've got it set up on my shop saw here, on this metal saw, and I'm going to cut off just the flange, just the larger part of the pipe, so that I can slide it on one end and have another pipe slide in the other end, and then I can adjust to have a little bit of flexibility. And I can either pipe clamp those up with a muffler clamp, or I can weld those once they're done. So not the straightest cut in the world. You can see it's got a little catty-womp there, but as you can tell when I was cutting it, I got a little bit, I had to kind of force it through. So, but it'll work. Remember, I'm just using this as an adapter to the old pipe to the new pipe, so no big deal. I'll put this on the top so no one can see it when I weld it up or clamp it up, and you're good to go. So I had to scavenge a little bit of pipe off of the tip of that resonator that I cut off. Because the joint I was making with the other piece, it was quite a bit bigger. The actual joint, the slide joint, was bigger on that new scavenged piece of exhaust than the old pipe. The other thing that you have to pay attention to is the fact that the bends in the actual exhaust pipe on the car are a little bit different, and so it's a little bit oval. I'll show you this in a second. You can see right there where that bend is. It actually caused the exhaust pipe to get a little bit oval on me, so it's not perfectly round. And so finding an adapter that's going to fix that or fit that was kind of difficult. I actually had to use a little bit of down-home engineering and just beat on it with a hammer to get this tip to be about the right size. And then all I'm going to do is weld that on. So this piece is actually working out really well because I have a little bit of flex in those joints. They're not quite as tight as I'd like them to be. The tolerances are a little bit open on them, but it's actually pretty nice because I can actually move this around, and you can tell you've got a bend here that's coming out of the piece that I just welded on. Then it actually goes up and gets it closer to the bottom of the car. And then I put a little wax pencil line, hopefully you guys can see that, right there where I need to cut it. That's going to give me a pretty good exhaust length for a tip. Now, I can always shorten that up if I have to, but I think that's going to at least get it out the back of the car, and if I wanted to add a tip to it to dress it up a little bit, I certainly could do that. I'm going to cut it with the metal saw over there. I really don't like how it's cutting so far. It's leaving a lot of jagged edge, but I'm going to do the best I can to get it the best cut possible to where it looks like a good clean cut. I'm going to straight cut it rather than slash it. I think I'm still going to play with that, but I'll let you know in a second. Well, got done welding it up. Actually had an opportunity to move the tip a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. So I've got actually the miter section pointed up, so it looks a little bit better now. And I was able to get it a little bit tighter to the bumper. I don't really like how it's a little bit off to that driver's side a little bit. That kind of annoys me. But it does put it more closer to the center of the car, which is kind of old style. The angle of the pipe there kind of goes in line with my bumper a little bit, and then that's a look at from a little lower down. Like I said, not too hip on that pipe, how low the bend is towards the rear, but as you can tell, it's actually higher than the rest of the exhaust system. So I think once I get it on the ground off this lift, I don't think it's going to be that noticeable. Definitely like the idle sound. I'm not so sure about the rev sound. Again, a little bit too boy racer, but you know what? Hey, it's better than what was on there before. So I think I'm going to keep it for now and maybe tweak it, you know, here a little bit and see what happens. So guys, I pulled it out of the shop and I'm going to take it for a test drive. So let's see how it sounds with the windows up, AC going. And then we'll do a run with the windows down and kind of see how boy racerous it'll get. I'm a little concerned about that. I gotta admit, I like the sound as I'm just kind of putting along like this. Very deep, very throaty. I don't know how much that's coming over the microphone, but as I pull away, I like it. I like it so far. It gets up to higher RPMs. I'm doing about 60 miles an hour right now. There's no drone at all. If I step on it, sounds pretty good. I don't mind it at all. It actually sounds real good. But what I was concerned about was drone. The other thing I got to admit, it feels peppier. I don't know. I'm sure, loss of some back pressure. It's a little bit cleaner exit. Gave it a little bit extra power. Definitely feels more peppy. Okay, guys, here's another shot. Window down, up a hill. Not bad. Not as loud as I thought it was going to be. Sounds really good sitting in here. Again, I hope this is coming up over the microphone because it sounds really good. I'm going to have fun driving this car. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I had a really good time doing this project. It wasn't really that hard. It was something that you just needed a little bit of skill set to do. A little bit of welding was involved, some cutting some pipe, finding some stuff that was just in the parts bin that I could put together on it. Overall, very well worth it. The car definitely has got more pep. It definitely has a better sound to it. And it's not droney at all at highway speeds. So I was really impressed with that. So overall, a really good project, and just one that I had a good time doing. Didn't take a lot of time. I do got to point out, guys, don't be like me when you're welding. I wasn't using proper equipment. I didn't have welding gloves on. I certainly shouldn't weld in thongs or slides. I'm just used to it. When slag hits me and burns my arm and my feet and stuff, yeah, it hurts, but you know, it is what it is. It doesn't bother me that bad, but you know, it shouldn't do that. So kids, if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, Dad, Eric got on there and did some welding and he didn't have to wear all this stuff. Well, I should have done better. I apologize. You need to wear safety equipment, and you need to wear the right stuff. So get online. There's a lot of really good videos about welding. I'm a self-taught welder. My welds aren't very good at all. The welder I use, I bought on Amazon. I do have a really good Miller welder over there that does quite a bit better job, but I couldn't get it over here, my 220 plugs over there. So I used a 110 outlet on a little, looks like a Blue Hawk that I bought online. And really have had good luck with it. It's just a little MIG welder. I can adjust the line speed, the voltage to a degree, but it gets it up there pretty good. And it's just a good all-around welder. So get out there and have some fun. I think it, gosh, $200 maybe. It wasn't very expensive. And so just, you know, just practice and just have some fun with it. But wear your safety equipment. Don't be like Uncle E-Dog here and not wear your gloves and your shroud, your leather shroud, and boots and jeans and things like that. It is, there's no excuse for that. It is about 100 degrees out here in Oklahoma. It's really hot, but you need to wear the right stuff. So I'll leave you with that. I appreciate you watching. Please hit that subscribe button below, and look for the next episode coming out next week. Thanks, guys. God bless. Take care.